All right, Daniel.
Huh?
I was like, all right.
With the homework?
Yeah, take me through where you're at with it.
All right. So, what I did was I got I made another class. Made two classes. We made the food and we made hygiene. So basically, we put the food into some inputs to see what are the names of the items in the food category, what are the prices of the items in the food category, and then you told me you wanted me to add another input if food or hygiene item. So for the message of the input, I typed what is the category for the item, food or hygiene, and then I got the item, food, and 199 for the price. Hold on 1 second, real quick. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so for the second class is hygiene, and I made some inputs for hygiene, and from that is what are the names of the items in the hygiene category, and what are the prices of the items in the hygiene category, and then for another input, you wanted to see if it's food or hygiene, and I got confused on this part when you wanted me to add another input. I didn't know if I was supposed to just put one input that's going to be communicating with both classes, or am I supposed to put an input in each class that's going to be saying what is the category for the item, food or hygiene? Because it gotta kind of basically look at both, right, to see which one is which.
Right. So that's where the if statements would come in.
Okay.
So go ahead and continue, and then we'll go through it again.
Okay, and then for the hygiene, got the item hygiene, and then I put a price, and then for the last part, we put the hygiene Append hygiene, basically saying we can add an item for hygiene, and same for food. Yeah, but I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of. I had other ways of thinking of it. I'm like, let me stick to one way that I think. No.
So the first thing I'm noticing is you kept saying food class and hygiene class, but I'm not seeing where you defined your class. I only see one class defined.
You talking about from items?
Yeah, so I asked
So
you to.
okay, that's where I got confused on. Damn.
So you needed to make so
I
that's
need
the
to
first
make it like this.
the whole class. The indentations shows you, who it belongs to. So class is not indented, and everything indented belongs to class. So that whole block from 12 to 19 was a class definition.
Correct. Okay,
So
man. I should have went with my first
one
day
thing.
behind.
The second thing on line 22, 23, 24, and 25, and 26. Well, my bad. 22, 23, and 24. You did the input correctly, but you had it saved to the same variable. So basically what you did is that food variable is being rewritten 3 times when though you need 3 separate variables. You need the name, you need the price, and you need the category.
Got you.
And then on line 25, you're going to pass in those 3 variables into your definition, into your instantiation.
Right. Okay. See, what I got confused on was the because I was looking on the item example that we had, and I see that we had items repeated multiple times for the input. So that's what kind of gave me the idea, like, okay, we gotta have each line with the variable of food to kind of show the input. But I definitely get the correction that you are announcing to me.
Okay. So let's start off with creating our classes. So let's start off with the food class. So let's let's add a new line. So we want to make a new class that's going to inherit from our item class. So if you remember from our last lesson, how do we? And remember it. No, I'm gonna let you type, and then I'm just gonna correct everything at the end.
Okay.
So we want that to inherit from the item class. So remember how we do our children classes? If we want class food to inherit from item, there's something you're missing.
Okay. Like that. So basically, we got to include item in parentheses.
Yeah, but you put the wrong item.
I got to capitalize it.
Yeah.
Okay. And to clarify this again, I just want to get this installed in my head so I stop second guessing myself. The name of the class, the first letter is always capital, right?
Yeah, that's the standard convention. Now, there's nothing stopping you from naming it lowercase, but the industry standard is to make it uppercase.
Gotcha. So price, category. Can you hear my background?
I don't hear anything besides you typing.
Okay, cool. 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 Cause man. It's just my roommate. Self name price. So for this class, name pricing category, that's gonna be what that fit into what we about to for what we want the program to be doing.
Yep, you're on the right track. Keep going.
Okay.
You need to put your colon. Okay. So you just did everything correct. And now I'm going to help you to the next part because I don't know. All right. So what you did is correct. But you probably noticed that the init function in item it takes one less argument than the init function in food.
Correct.
So look at the init function in item. What are we doing in there?
We're basically trying to track back to the
No, I want you to read line 14 out loud.
self.name equals name.
Okay. So you see it, we're defining what data is inside food, right?
Correct.
So we know that if we call item.init, it's going to set our name and our price for us. So the only thing we're left with is the category, correct?
Correct.
And if we did self.name, self.price, then what do you think should go in the food init?
1 second. Hold on, man. It's a lot of people in the background talking. Okay, repeat that, please. Sorry.
All right. So if we know in item.init, we're doing self.name and self.price. So we know that in our food.init, since we are calling item.init, we know name and price are automatically going to be filled in.
Correct.
So the only thing left is category, right?
Yeah.
So if we already did self.name, self.price, then what is left to do in food.init?
The category.
Right. So how would we type it out? Nope. Where did food come from? Follow the same logic. In a init on self or init on item, you did self.name, self.price. So the only thing we're missing is category. So
Also, self dot category equals category.
correct.
Got you.
You have a typo. You have the typo in your there you
My
go.
fault. Forgot my O's, man. Forgot my O's, man. Oh, right here too. Not the best speller. How the hell I get P in there though?
All right. So after you set the category, actually, you know what? What you're doing is technically correct, but we don't need to pass in category because we're setting the category to food. So you can just say self.category equals food and put food in as a string. Why do you have the braces?
With the parentheses?
No, you need parentheses. Why do you have the braces?
Oh, because I start double thinking myself to think I gotta put those in there.
That's only if it's a variable.
Gotcha.
And we're doing an F string. So you can just get rid of the. My bad. I'm sorry. I thought those were curly braces. Those are parentheses. Get rid of the parentheses. You need the quotation marks. And you can get rid of that category. No, not self.category. Yep. Right. Cool. So, all right, cool.
Okay, self.category equals food. So the category is food.
Right. And you can put your pass. We're done with that. The path would need. Yeah. Exactly. We do need to change the output function. So add after the init definition, add a new method called output. No, not right there. Not right there. We're making a new function.
Under food, right? Under the self.category equals food.
Right. Yep. You got it. Keep going. So we're gonna do def output and passes in self. And you can copy your the only thing we're going to change in that that message, just copy message and print. Just copy message and print.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The only thing we're going to change is that we're going to add the category at the end of the string.
Right here, where message is.
No. The actual F string inside of the string is going to just put put what the category is.
Food.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. That's fine.
What is our other option? What category?
Yeah, grabbing the variable.
So actually type in category.
Yeah. And then putting in the actual self diet category.
Got you. Okay. Do I need to put a space after the curly brackets?
No, that's good enough. All right, and now we need to make a hygiene class. So if you want, you can just copy your food class and change.
Boy, I gotta really thank you so much for the expressing the copy and paste because, dude, that man retyping and retyping that shit is annoying. So I'm just picturing people who gotta really just retype and retype each line. That's man, I remember writing lines as a kid when I was in trouble. I gotta write the sentence over and over again. Like, man. So since this is a new class, do I outside of pass or I keep it in pass?
Outside of pass. Pass is the end of the class.
Got you.
Capitalize. All right. So that part's done. Now, let's go down to your while loop. You only need one while loop, so you can get rid of. Yep. And your yep. And what? No. Instead of food. So, okay, food and hygiene are both types of what?
Categories.
Yes, but I'm talking about the classes. The classes, food and hygiene, are types of what?
Items.
Correct. So,
Who
there
you
you go.
know, man? My brain's about to try to think hard as fuck, man. I have to calm my brain down. I have to really with an S or no S.
S, because you're holding multiple items in this array.
Got you.
Why you don't capitalize it? It's a variable. All right. So you have, on lines 40, 41, and 42, though you have the names of the variables wrong. You should name the variable according to what you're looking for.
So name, price, category.
Yep. All right. So now this is where we're going to have to put in our conditional logic. So what are the conditions that we want? So depending on what kind of category that they typed in, that will depend if we make a food item or a hygiene item, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So on what variable are we going to be basing this condition on?
Different types of items, like we can.
What variable? Which of the three variables that you just created on the line above you? Name, price, and category. Which of those variables will we be testing the condition?
The name,
Why will we be testing the name?
because that's gonna place it in this category.
No, it's not.
The name.
No, that's just the name of the item.
Repeat the question again.
Which of those variables, name, price, or category, are we going to be doing the comparison for the condition?
Category.
Correct.
And
So,
I should have known that, because that's the newest one we got.
right. So I want you to speak out the conditions. Like, so we know based on something, we are either going to make a food or we're going to make a hygiene. I want you to fill in that. I want you to speak it out. What is the condition? Based off the category variable.
Is it going to be a food? Is the item going to be a food item, or is it going to be a hygiene item?
Right. Based off what?
It's category.
And and based off what the user put in into the input for category, right?
Yes.
So if category equals hygiene, then what?
If category equals hygiene,
then what are we going to do in the code? If the category equals hygiene, when the user typed it in, what are we going to do?
it's going to say hygiene.
We're going to create a new hygiene item and then add that to the array, right?
Correct.
And if the category says food, then what?
We're going to add a food item and create an array.
We don't need to create
or put it in an array.
Right. So if in Python, when you want to do a comparison to see if two things are equal to each other, you do the equals sign. So you hit the equal sign twice. Okay.
Gotcha.
So I want you to put a new line underneath 42. Okay. So we're going to use the if keyword. All right. And then if we're going to put some parentheses.
No space or space?
No space. All right. So everything inside of the parentheses is what we are evaluating to see if it's true or false. Okay.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And this is going to have its own scope. So you want to make sure you put the colon outside of the parentheses. But so if category, I'm sorry, type this in. Category equals.
No space?
You can do a space. It reads easier. All right. Equals, and then it's going to equal the string hygiene. So write the string out hygiene. Lowercase. And remember, it's a string. So you can highlight it, or you can do that too. All right. So basically, we're saying if that category, if what the user typed in is equals to hygiene, and we want to make sure we're going to convert everything to lowercase, okay? So we don't have to worry about uppercase and lowercase, all right?
Got you.
So in order to do that, can't remember the function. We're just going to use the lower function. So I want you to highlight the word category. Make sure there's no space in your highlight. All right. Now I want you to hit the parentheses. All right. Now outside of that opening parenthesis, I want you to type the word lower. So the lower function converts that string into lowercase. Okay.
Gotcha.
So that way we don't have to check if it's a capital H or, none of that. All right. So we're done with that condition. Now we want to go into our block. So make sure you put your colon at the outside of your if statement. Okay. Now go to a new line. Oh, now we're going to say item. We're going to make it. This is a new variable called item. That's going to. Now, the reason we're going to call it item is because, remember, food and hygiene are both types of item, right?
Uh-huh.
So we can refer to them both as items. So item is going to equal, and what do you think we're going to do?
Item equals food.
Why would it equal food? Look at your if statement.
Oh, item equals hygiene.
Yes. Okay. And hygiene is a class, an object. So we got to instantiate it with some data. So it takes in the parentheses. And what does the init function take?
Self name and price.
Yeah, but we know that self is passed in automatically. So
Name and price. And do we actually put a actual item and price, or do we just put name? Just the structure.
So we're passing in the variable that we set on line 40. So we could have called name X, and then it would have been X.
Got you.
And fix your indentation, because that line 44 is inside of the if loop, if statement.
Okay, so it should have stayed and didn't end like that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And then on the new line, now we want to add item to the items array. So what you did on line 47, you need to do that with the items array.
Okay. I'm gonna put hygiene in parentheses.
Why would it be hygiene?
Well, so you saying we're gonna be, what are we adding again? Sorry.
Well, what did you just create?
We created an item for hygiene.
Right. So
yeah.
What was that?
Sorry, man. What you say?
So we create an item and we want to add that to the items with an S array.
Okay.
So you have item dot append, and it should be items dot append. Because append is an array function.
Gotcha.
And then in that items array, we want to add the item you just created.
Which is hygiene, right?
No, I mean, yes, but why? Well, you keep talking about hygiene, but what did you call the actual variable?
Item.
Right. The whole reason for making variables so you can address it by what you named it.
Got you. I gotta get that adapted in my head.
It's just like algebra, solving for X. You know, what is X? X is hygiene.
Yeah, this is like math with these equations. That's why I gotta.
It is math. It's just math without. It's symbolic math. That's all it is.
Yeah, but like with math, I've always been that person though. Like I gotta go over it like 10 times to make sure I perfect it in my head.
It's all good. So now we're done inside of the if block. So let's go to a new line and fix your indentation. Nope. Go back where you were. Now hit back one time. There you go. Now, this if statement has a second condition because it could be no. Don't type yet. It could be hygiene or it could be food, right?
Correct.
So this actually has 3 conditions. And they can also type in something that's not hygiene or food, right? And in that case, we want to let the user know that that's not a valid choice. Okay. So with if statements, are you following me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. With if statements, they also compare with an else if statement.
Else if?
Yeah. So you're saying if this, else this, if this, else that, or if this, else if this, else if this, else. Get it?
Yeah. Little tongue twister, but yeah, I get you.
So what we're going to do is else if is combined into a short case called elif, ELIF. All right. So which is short. Hold on one second. Yes. Which is short for else if. And then you're going to put a set of parentheses to put in a condition. So this is for you to add in another if condition, in case the first one doesn't pass. All right.
Okay.
So now we want to check to see if category equals food. So you can just copy inside the if statement from line 43 and then change it to food instead of hygiene. You want to, get rid of that. Yep. All right, change hygiene to food.
Okay, so by us doing the else one, so we did the first one with hygiene, the second one, the else if will be the second option we giving it.
Yes, and by saying else, you're saying, basically, if it gets to else if, that means that they didn't put in hygiene.
Got you.
Now, inside of the elif block, what do you think we're going to do?
We're going to do items equals food.
Yes.
So basically, we're going to repeat the hygiene equals food, and then item mean food dot append.
Not food dot append. Where are you getting food? Forget
items dot append, then food in the parentheses. No, I messed up completely. Let me just ask you a question.
Delete line 48 and 49. Quit looking at food. Forget food exists. What is food? Remember, what is food? It's a type of what?
Item.
Right. So literally.
So my bad. I'm looking at this. I'm basically saying,
yes.
I just highlight line 45. What?
Yes. You just copy. Just it's literally the same thing, except instead of hygiene, you're doing food.
Okay. Okay, I was overthinking it too much. I'm thinking I had to swap out something at the
Nope.
line.
Nope. I'm trying to get you into the mindset of doing, like, don't do the difficult way. Get all right, cool. Now we have one more condition. This is the final condition. So what we're going to do is go down one line, fix your indentation, and we're just going to type in a final else. ELSE. And then that's going to have a semicolon. Or not a semicolon, but yeah. Not a semicolon, but a colon. Yeah. So else is the final condition. So that's basically saying if none of the above happened, this is the final condition, right? Do this. If nothing is true, then do this. Okay?
Got you.
Yeah, if else. So if they don't put hygiene or food, then we want to print a message to them saying, please put the correct category. Please select the correct category.
Type that.
Nope. Go to a new line. And now we're going to print. And it's a function. Then it takes in a string. So create a string. Inside of the string, put please select a correct category.
Hey, this is improving my typing skills too. I'm not even gonna lie. My speed of typing kind of been increasing.
Good shit. All right. All right. So now we're done. So do you understand what's happening on that if statement?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's go to a new line and fix your indentation. Scroll down. So lines 53 and 54 you can delete. No, just 53 and 54. No. Hit Control Z. All right, just
53, 54.
Yeah.
Okay, because we already made our own new ones.
Because you did the for loop right, except we're not doing F in food anymore. What do you? I mean, you can leave the for F in, but it's not food anymore.
Item.
It's not item.
Items.
Remember, yes.
I can make this go up a few lines, or should I leave it how it is?
You can leave it how it is, but yeah. All right. So now I want you to save this and I want you to run it. Before you run it, lines 40, get rid of where it says get rid of where it says in food category.
41 too.
Yeah. All right. Save and run it. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry. The lower method is a string method, so it should be category dot lower, so not lower, not lower as a function. So you can get rid of the parentheses. Make sure you get rid of the parentheses too.
Both of them.
Yeah, and it should set not that one, not that one. Category dot lower. And that's a function. You can just delete that. You can, just delete that and then do an opening, open parenthesis. No. Go back there. Go back to the R and do Shift 9.
Okay.
Now do the same thing on line 46. All right. Now let's try it again.
So,
all right, now do one for food, and then I want you to do one where you put neither food nor hygiene.
Okay. Please set your correct category. Ah, that's raw.
All right. So,
damn, that's crazy. That shit, all those symbols and stuff we inserted into these equations, it ate it all up and just converted it to simple questions and sentences.
yep. So, let's see. Got about 20 minutes. Go back to the code. And so that script took you about 50 lines to write.
You said what?
So that script took you about 50 lines to write.
Yeah.
Less than that for real, because you got comments and all that in there.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the longest one so far.
So what is the hardest, what is the thing that you're having the most trouble with so far? Because in this one script, we have done the following things. We've done conditional logic, we've done loops, we've done classes, and we've worked with arrays and strings.
So it's really just trying to get it stamped in my head to rememberize. That's the only thing I could say because I kind of once once I'm supposed to put it like in a function or some type of like you know detailing, I kind of get confused on certain things. Like I start double thinking, like, oh, is it this or is it that? You know, and I got to get out of that to the point where I know my answer, compared to I'm second guessing myself and not thinking that I'm correct. So that's what making me feel like I gotta try to go over it more to try to make sure it's stamped on my head, so I'm not too much second guessing myself. Cause like right now, I feel like I'm second guessing myself on a four-way street, and that's too many streets to look down.
Okay. So
You
I
get what I mean? Though?
no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. So before we go on to the next segments, like it's important that you completely understand because I've taught you all the basic fundamentals of the language.
Correct.
So it's important for you to understand everything, like how to how make sure you understand scope and your indentations, uh, functions, um, classes, and inheritance. Uh, like for example, line 55. Can you explain to me why line 55 works even though your array has food items and hygiene items and those are two separate classes? Can you explain to me why they can both call the output function?
Because they all structured with an output, with the output function, with the self.
But let's say we delete. Okay, I want you to delete the output functions in the hygiene class and inside of the food class. I want you to delete. You have to delete the whole block. So
Oh,
once
the whole thing?
no. So once again, indentation. So line 33 through 35 is one block. You can tell because of how they're indented.
Got you, yeah.
So when I say delete the block, I'm talking the indentations too. So I need you to delete the yep and do the same thing for food. And then I want you to run the run the code again. And you got to put your you missing your pass on line 29. Line 29. Yep. All right. Now run the code. Okay. So um okay.
So by us deleting that, where did that stop?
So look at so if you look at the output message, it's the original output message that just shows the name and the price. It's not showing the
Okay.
price anymore. Now,
Okay.
once again, why are we able to call an the output function on these hygiene items and food items? Why are we able to do that?
because of the init function.
No, it's because food and hygiene are both children classes, or they inherit from item. That's why you
Hold
see
on,
how
let me see something. Oh, because item still has output, so that's still gonna keep that triggered to it.
right, because food and hygiene are both types of item.
So it's kind of like an umbrella, like
Yes.
item.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So and that is why if you scroll down, you don't know how many items are going to be in your array, right? You can put one, you can put 100, you can put 1,000,000, but you don't know how many are going to be in there when your user uses your program. But you do know that you don't know how many food items you'll have. You don't know how many hygiene items you'll have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do know that they will all be items. So if you treat them all as items instead of treating them as the individual concrete examples of what they are, which are food and hygiene, you're able to do more because food and hygiene are both items. So if you write your app in the form of I'm going to treat it as I have items coming through, then you'll be able to extend your program later on. Because let's say you add a new type of class called clothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Clothing inherits from item. It would still be able to call the output function because it's an item. Then you won't have to change your code.
Gotcha.
So I need you to go through and understand stuff like I need to know what you are struggling with so I can help you, because at the next point we're just writing code from now on. So
Gotcha.
I don't really have much more. I mean, there's plenty of like little nuances and stuff I can teach you, of course, but the core functionality of Python, we're pretty much giving it to you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I was just thinking that it's just kind of.
am I still coming out, or do you want to just do everything virtual?
Nah, I need you to come out. I need you to come out.
Okay.
I definitely prefer that because, man, virtual is cool. This is my first time really. I'll say virtual. This is my first time really feeling comfortable with virtual, and it's probably because it's probably just 101.
Yeah.
But for the in person stuff, I definitely would like for you to be here
Okay.
because on that note, it kind of make it easier because we did virtual, and I probably can ask you more questions in person compared to virtual.
All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So what I need for you, yeah, like I said, is I need a compiled list of stuff that um you feel like you struggle with, so I can help you out. Because there's no point in going on to the next topics until until you're completely comfortable with all the nuances. And I think a lot of it is just you just need to write some more code, just some more examples.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think just me going over each function, like for example, like some of the stuff you just introduced to me, like the L if, like doing some research on that, and seeing different examples can kind of embed that in my head more. Um, the while loop, I'm kind of getting that. I gotta just see a few more examples. It's probably just me just going over what we just did, like some of the stuff you showed me, some new little functions here, and just kind of reviewing on the old ones because you gave me multiple examples of some of the functions used multiple times. It's just kind of knowing when to use it because when you ask me to use like certain things, I kind of flick through different pages and be like, okay, which one is it? I'm trying to be on a point where I'm like, okay, I know which function to straight input in.
Okay.
Get this right, but it's better to get an answer than no answer.
Yeah. All right. All
But I
right.
could definitely create a list if I definitely create a list if that helps.
Okay. All right. So here, so do you think you can, if we expand the homework and add one more item? Like I think we talked about clothing. Let's do clothing. So so for your homework in your inventory system, I want you to add a new class called clothing. Okay.
Okay.
And then inside of your class,
Hold on. I could write this on my comment section, huh? Go ahead.
I want you to I want the clothing class to have a new method on it called I want clothes to have a size and a color attribute on it, and I want you to be able to get the size and the color.
Okay, and have a new method.
So you're gonna need two methods: get size and get color.
And get color attribute.
Yeah, so the attribute is like the self.name, self.price. Those are attributes. So I want you to have self.size and self.color. Why are you typing self? What?
No, I'm trying to go through my, take my notes. This is what I'm about to be doing. So clothing, two new methods, get size and get color. That's it.
And then I want it to have a custom output method that says what size and color it is, in addition to the price and the name.
Okay.
All right. All right. Cool. What's tomorrow? Friday. Are we meeting tomorrow?
We can meet tomorrow, Saturday. Which one works best for you?
Well, definitely not Saturday. I'm gonna be getting lit for Halloween festivities.
Hey, so get lit. I got
But,
work Saturday, damn, but
or we can do Sunday. Will Sunday work?
yeah, let's do that.
All right. See you Sunday.
All right, absolutely, man. Be careful, be safe, and have a good weekend, man.
You too. See y'all.
Happy
You too.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.